Humor me for a minute. What if life is like a video game and your highest self is holding the controller? Hi, I'm Angie. I lead Phoenix women to rise with confidence through intuitive style without rules or shame. And what that really means is that I help women who've been through hell and back to stop hiding in survival mode clothing, body shame, and outdated beliefs about what they're allowed to wear and who they're supposed to be. I guide them back to the truth of who they are through style that speaks and mirrors the woman they're becoming. Not with a bunch of fashion rules, not with judgment, but with freedom, expression, and power. Because I believe that personal style is the most overlooked transformational tool, and quite frankly, one of the most powerful ones too, especially the way I use it, paired with embodiment. And when I say embodiment, I don't mean some fluffy uh, thing. I mean actually dressing and showing up in the version of who you already are, the version who already made it, the one who walks in the room and she belongs there, the one whose outfit feels like home. And listen, healing is not linear. I live with traumatic brain injuries. Some days I'm sharp and lit up, and other days just making it through the basics takes everything I've got. Today is one of those days. But even in the messy, behind schedule, still in what I wore to bed last night, hair in a messy bun, and makeup smeared on my face from yesterday. Oh, my bad. You should never sleep with your makeup on. I have a sink full of dishes that I'm working on, but I stopped to take a break for you. For me and for you. So, I'm not just gonna keep it all. I am just gonna keep it all the way real with you. I've got somewhere to be at 6 p.m. I need a shower. I've got laundry to do, nothing to wear, and I'm going live for day 2 of Ashes to Icon at 4 p.m. That's like in less than 2 hours, you guys. And my procrastination survival mode ways, I know that I am always the freeze mode. That's me. I'm the freeze mode girl. What mode girl are you? So, I'm going to share this healing moment that kind of like clicked for me today with you. So, here's the deal. This is going to be a quick, like, I'm going to tell this story in super warp speed. Are you ready? You're going to have to pay attention. And please know that I will be back to answer any of the questions later tonight or tomorrow. One of the two. So if anything hits, if something stirs, if you've got a story of your own, drop it in the comments because I want to hear from you. Okay, so back to our story. Imagine that life is like a video game and your highest, best version of yourself is the one holding the controller, right? And she is that controller is plugged into your subconscious mind, and she's the one actually calling the shots. Her job is to make you thrive. Her job is to keep you alive. She doesn't judge, she protects. I'm talking about your subconscious mind that it's plugged into. So that's the she I'm talking about, not your higher level self. So she protects you. She's watched every moment you've been disappointed, let down, abandoned, or ashamed. She takes notes, she files it away. She says, that hurt her, don't let it happen again. So now when you try to step forward, she pulls you back. Anyone else ever feel like you want to change, but you keep pulling yourself back? Or worse, you don't even see that it's you pulling yourself back yet, maybe. That's where I had been for so long. Ever notice you start sabotaging, like self-sabotaging yourself the second something good starts to happen? I know I do it all the fucking time. Yesterday was one of those times. But first, I'm going to tell you about my dream. So I have had this same dream over and over for years. It's not the only same dream that I have, it's just one of them. But it's like a divine courtroom, golden columns, marble floors. Yeah, it's giving heaven. Sounds cliche, right? I know. But listen, don't let the setting fool you. That wasn't about religion. This isn't about religion. This was about truth. In this dream, each person stands before two lists. And one list is all of the things that blocked them from their abundance and the wrong choices that they made in life. And one of them, which is a much shorter list, but these lists are like their whole life long. So you can imagine how long that receipt is, right? So they do have quite a few good things and quite a few things that took them away from it. I'm not going to say good and bad, okay? So one list took them the right way, one list led them another way, okay? So this guy, it's his turn to go up before his list, and his list of things that blocked him. And he was like right before me, and his wrong list, okay, it was long, like, oof, like long, okay? But the voice says, he lived in alignment because he believed. That was it. Belief. Then it's my turn. But right before they read my name, I fucking wake up every single time. I wake up whispering, I believe, I believe, I believe, or just feeling it that in my soul, right? Okay, I may not be whispering it or saying it, but that's the vibe I come out of that with. It's one of my illicit dreams. And so that dream hit me like belief isn't everything, but it's the first thing. It's the first non-negotiable thing. So I went live last night for day one, right? And this is huge for me. Like, this is big. This is me revealing my heart and soul and my dreams and my everything that means something to me with everyone in the world, right? And so I went live last night. My energy had been off all day. I hadn't felt right. I had, just like today, I'm doing the same shit I'm doing today, right? Only worse, way worse, because I did this live right now just to try to counteract that. And yesterday I did other things to counteract that. Like, I'm making progress, right? Okay. It's not scary for me to go live. It is scary to me to go live about certain things. So here's the deal. I went live, my energy was off, I had tech issues that support my traumatic injured brain to get me through the live that I would otherwise be just a blank stare through, okay? And I couldn't get my words right. I kept stumbling over them, losing my place in my outline that I keep, just a hot mess. So I always rewatch my lives though, fully expecting to beat myself up. I'm like my own worst critic, but no, not really to beat myself up, but to see where I make mistakes and where I can recognize how I can change things, right? To get better, to better myself. Well, instead of mistakes, what I saw was self-sabotage. And for everything I did to fuck it up, I just did just barely enough to save it too. Just enough to show up at all, to show up at all. At all. I had to say that 3 times because for some reason my brain wouldn't let it go. But that's progress. That means I want this pretty damn bad, right? Have you ever noticed like yourself making things harder for no reason? Like, just not setting yourself up to succeed, not being prepared, not doing the things you know you should do. Did you ever mess something up on purpose before it could go too right? Because I have. It wasn't about a fear of failing. I was afraid of actually succeeding, afraid of making a lot of money, of having what I want and not feeling bad about it. Afraid that if I got everything I wanted, the success, the money, the new lifestyle, helping people, being a ripple, making an impact and seeing their lives improve, people would think that I'm selfish. or I'd lose people I love, or I'd prove I was too much. All right, here's the memory that this is associated with. It was I was 4 years old. It was Christmas morning. I had asked Santa for a pink Barbie Power Wheel, okay? Pink Barbie Power Wheel. It was all I wanted, all I cared about. And I just knew that I was going to get it. I believed that Santa was going to get it for me because I had been good all year. I believed in Santa. I believed in magic. And I had asked him for it directly. And he said yes, okay? He said yes. So Christmas morning comes and my parents have me so hyped up. They're like, oh, the one more surprise outside that didn't fit through the door kind of thing, right? Like, close your eyes. I can't remember which parent. I think it was my dad. I don't know. Somebody had their hands over my eyes even and walked me out there. And then they like positioned me where I needed to be and everything. And then my mom got in front of me with the camera, like facing me, right? And they're like, open your eyes. And I'm like, literally in my like flannel nightgown, my long rainbow bright hair was a mess. And I'm wearing like this corduroy red little jacket that my parents had for me. There's a hood. I'm not wearing it, but it's kind of like pushed up a little. And you see me from the back in this photo that we have, okay? And I'll tell you why in a minute. And my arms are literally like dangling there and my head is forward because I went like this. Like, that is not what I asked for because it was a maroon Jeep with an eagle on the hood. I froze. My face gave me away. I knew better than to like hurt someone's feelings by saying I didn't like a gift that I got or it wasn't what I wanted. So I didn't say that. But my dad saw it and he snapped. He called me ungrateful, spoiled, said that my aunt was the problem. There's a whole backstory behind my aunt, but she had basically been my babysitter my whole life since my mom was a single mom before my dad moved back when I was 4. She babysat me while my mom worked, and so she took care of me. I had attachment with her. I had like looked for her for love and everything, right? And she had money and she had a pool in her backyard, and I spent my days lounging by the pool watching soap operas and eating whatever chicken McNuggies and going shopping with my rich auntie, my rich great auntie, who would buy me anything I pointed at. Oh, you want that, Angie? Here you go. You want that? No. My dad had to put a stop to that. He was like, no, I don't like this. She's a spoiled brat. Don't buy her anything else. And he like even threatened, like, or you won't babysit her anymore. And I was scared of that. And she was scared of that. And I hadn't gotten anything for a long time, okay? Like, I'm 4. Probably like 2 weeks was a long time to me, right? And my auntie was like, hey, you haven't got anything for a long time. Do you want that Barbie right there? Do you want it? And I was like, no, I can't have it. No. And I said, my dad won't let you babysit me anymore. And my auntie was like, I'll talk to your daddy and I'll tell him you didn't ask for it. I gave it to you and you haven't had anything in a long time and you haven't asked. Well, that didn't go over too well because he had just taken the doll from me, given it back to her, and I hadn't seen my aunt in a long time since then at this point. Now it's Christmas. Back up to where we're at now, okay? So he said my aunt was the problem, so all these things are hitting me like a freight train, and I started crying at 4 years old. Like, that's a lot to deal with. Not because I was a brat, but because I didn't understand why I was in trouble. I thought I had ruined Christmas. I blamed myself. What had I done wrong? Why didn't Santa come through? I turned to my mom for comfort, and even though she didn't say it, that's when I knew that Santa wasn't real. That's when the belief shattered. So she basically explained to me that me not being happy with what I got for Christmas hurt my dad's feelings, and I didn't know because he had tried very hard to get me the pink Barbie convertible, but he couldn't get the pink Barbie convertible when it came right down to it, and he could only get that one choice, the Jeep with the The maroon Jeep with the gold sticker of the eagle on the hood, right? And so I felt like I really did feel like a brat and I felt really bad. But like this was before that I understood that I could make my face smile while feeling disappointed inside. This was before I understood that sometimes we have to be able to hide our emotions in order to protect other people. I mean, it's not what we should have to do, but in society, it's expected. I didn't know that yet. So, has anyone else ever had a childhood moment where you lost your belief in something, or like a childhood moment that really put some limiting beliefs in your mind? So, like, I lost my belief not just in magic, not in Santa, but in myself and in people. Anyone ever experienced that? Let me know in the comments. I want to know. I'm coming back to read all the comments. I want you to comment them in real time, but I'm coming back. I'm not going to answer them right now. I'm not even going to look at them because I'm trying to zoom through this, okay? But I have to do it. I have to document my journey, right? That's part of what I do. So, here's what the rules that my subconscious mind made for me to follow for the rest of my life that day. That wanting too much hurts people. That it makes me a bad person. That my joy can sometimes make other people angry. That receiving can be dangerous. That I have to protect other people from my emotions. Even if I follow the rules, I can still lose. And that Santa isn't real and belief isn't safe. It also solidified some very hard money issues with me, right? So that's what my little brain took from all of that all those years ago. Here's the science and why I was stuck. So I was an early childhood educator. I studied brain development. I studied early childhood development, which is the development of the brain, the milestones, the physical ones, the emotional ones, social ones, all the ones. I knew the science, but I never applied it to me because I was an adult. My brain was already built, right? Not until I had strokes. Not until I had to rebuild my brain from scratch. Thank God for neuroplasticity. That's why I still have hope. But that's when I understood that the subconscious mind doesn't just protect, it controls. She stores the rules, she filters everything through past pain. Now, there's the RAS, the RAS, the reticular activating system. If you know all about this, let me know in the comments. I'm just curious how many people know these things, okay? So it is your brain's filter. It decides what you notice and what you ignore, and it does that based on what you already believe. The RAS and the subconscious mind, they work together. They're like partners, baby. So if you believe the world is hard, the RAS blocks good stuff. If you believe there's more out there, it lets you see it. It's not woo, it's wiring. That's why I'm trying to relate life to a video game for you guys. Well, for all of us, really. I'm not a big gamer. Are you a big gamer? Let me know if you're a gamer, but I'm not. My friend with benefit 2 doors down, he's a big gamer, and it's whatever, that's his thing. But I get it. I used to play Mario Brothers. I conquered the world a few times. I used to play Contra. I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog. But I don't have a big, vast experience with video games. And if it's like a racetrack, I won't play it. Because I'm going to go the wrong way the whole time and crash the whole time. Can't control myself. Anyways, back to the story. So, you can program your RAS to notice proof that things can work out for you by changing what your subconscious believes. So, what if you're not crazy for wanting more? What if you're not wrong for dreaming big? What if belief really is the only thing that's been missing? You see, I refuse to be the reason that I never have the life that I was meant to live. The dream that's planted in my heart, that little seed that sprouted, that, that huge dream that you have that just sounds impossible, that people tell you can't happen, doesn't happen for people like you. Um, it's a pipe dream. You're living in a fairy tale. You're a product of the Disney generation. Like all those things, right? That dream, that big dream, like you have all the freedom to do whatever it is you want to do because you have all the time and all the money and all the health and all the things to just do it, you know? Hello, that dream. And it's different for everyone, obviously, but it's still that dream for me or that dream for you. And it all boils down to one thing: that little dream in your heart, that little seed that was planted, it was planted there by the person with the controller playing the game, your future self. That's the goal. It's to remember who you fucking are. When you're a baby, you don't know those things when you're born and you grow up and everything. Like, the whole point here is that, like, the world is backward, and maybe, just maybe, they want us to think that we're crazy for believing in things that we cannot see and things that sound insanely too good to be true and not meant for you. Maybe we've all just been brainwashed. Maybe that's part of the game. Maybe part of the game is like bypassing all this and figuring it out and remembering yourself and your power and becoming the one controlling the whole thing. Because you can. Hello. Why? Because you can. Why? Because you can. So, if belief is the first requirement, at that point, I decided that I am rebuilding mine. Not at this point last night, but when I had the first thought in my mind when I was like, started having that dream, right? And I was like, fuck, I don't want that to be me. I don't want to be that person sitting in that waiting room or that courtroom and everybody is listening and they're just saying all these things that I've done and there's some good things I've done, but there's way more shameful things, way more things I don't want people to know about, way more things that I cringe to think about, okay? And there's things that I didn't even realize that I did that were wrong, just the wrong choices. It's all about decisions, you know? And so I decided that that's not going to be me. I don't want to live my whole life, never reach my full potential, never live and see and feel my wildest dreams, and then find out that all I really had to do was believe in it fully, wholeheartedly, with all my heart and soul and mind. See, your subconscious brain, it believes whatever the fuck you tell it. It doesn't question it. It doesn't argue or debate it. It believes what it sees or what you say. That's why we using our voice and repetition and over and over again and noticing the positive things and being grateful all helps. So does personal style and embodiment of that person that you're meant to become, that woman that's holding the remote control, the woman that already has everything you want. When you can embody her, when you can see who she is and you can feel who she is in everything you wear and everything you see it reflected back to you in the mirror, that's when you become her, because you have to start thinking like her. You have to start spending your day like she would, hanging out with the people she would, eating the way she would, all the things. So inevitably you become her when you use personal style as the tool for transformation. So if this spoke to you, I want you to drop a comment and let me know. Tell me if you've ever felt like this before, if you realize this, what was that aha moment, or if I helped open your eyes a little bit today, I would love to know. It would mean so much to me. So today at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, holy shit, I've done so much to do before then. Can we cancel? No, probably not. I'm going to go live for day 2 of Ashes to Icon. If you missed day 1, no worries. You can catch the replay and still feel fully caught up. And if you can't make it today, you can always watch this one on the replay too. But if you can show up live, today's the one to be there for, because we're talking about something most people don't even realize is a thing. But it's a thing. And it is a thing for people who have struggled with recovery after strokes or brain injury or narcissistic abuse, or they're in healing mode from any kind of trauma in their life. People that have neurodivergence of any kind too. This is a really big one for you. You're gonna want to join us and hop in, because I've pulled together all of my experiences in life and all of my education in life and all the things I know about to sort of explain to you like the 6 things that they don't tell you about getting dressed after trauma. Because it's real, it's a thing. It isn't about clothes. It's about why getting dressed feels hard when you've survived some shit. Why your reflection messes with your fucking head. And why style doesn't feel like your fullest self-expression. It feels more like pressure or anxiety, right? Or shame even. And more importantly, what to do about it. If you've ever stood in your closet and felt stuck, invisible, overwhelmed, or numb, you're gonna want this. So I want you to get registered so you can get those replays or join us live, hopefully join us live, especially for today. Day 2 is so meant for you. So drop day 2 below or message me day 2 and I'll send you the link to get registered. It all goes down in a Facebook event here. I send you to register, you put in your info to register, and then it gives you a message back saying thank you, and it gives you the link to the Facebook event. This is going to be at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so we're coming up on this real fast here. I may not even be dressed for y'all, but it is what it is. I'm a real fucking person. Just because I know style doesn't mean I look gorgeous every day. I'm also still a mama, a single mama, a disabled single mama with brain injuries. Like, it's not easy, you guys, but I want to show up, and so I'm making sure I show up, whether I look good or not. Because sometimes you can't tell how much style a person has just by the first impression you get from them. First impressions are huge. I always tell my clients that. But where I'm showing up on social media, it's a little different. Like, I'm going to let you see the real nitty-gritty of the real me, because that's what I'm here to do. So I want you to drop day 2 and I'll send you that link. Let's get you back into your body, out of your head and back into your body and back into your power again. Ciao, babes. See you in a few.